G'day guys, welcome to Roast My Drift. You send me a clip, I give you tips to help you out. Roast you in the process too. Let's get on with it. So now that you guys have seen the clip, there are about 4 main things to fix here. First one, didn't mean to do that. First one is obviously the entry. Yeah, don't be a pussy. You can send it in way harder. And that throttle application over here, I'm seeing either all or nothing. You're not a keyboard player, so no excuses there. You want to be smoother. And over here, I see way too much overcorrection. You stop wrangling the wheel, it's not a wrestling match. Over here, too much brake. Well, I think that's because you were over speeding, so I'll let that one slide. And this is a bad line. And plain and simple. Yeah. That's pretty much about it. The other two, I think, not major things, just minor mistakes. Like, for example, here you turn in way too early in the last corner here. Again, too much brake. You want to go wide. Obviously, you don't want to run into the tires like a certain YouTuber. And that is a slightly better entry to finish it off. And let's cut to one of my laps and I'll show you how it's done. Oh! Now setup wise, what I usually do is I change the gear ratios and the tire pressures. Now you can see I bump it up to 4.3 here, but 4.1 works just as well on this circuit. I just prefer the slightly shorter gear ratio. As for tire pressures, I usually run the fronts at between 32 and 34 and the rears at 18 to 20. Now as a result of the lower tire pressures, you'll need about 2 laps to get them up to temps, and everything else is basically default. So now I'm going to walk you through that lap. As we come around the final hairpin, you want to point the car towards the outside, keep the car straight on exit, turn in a little bit later, go wide, handbrake in, go wide again. Want to get as much speed as possible, up to third, flick, and then clutch kick in, transition, and handbrake and foot brake at the same time. You can heel and toe to keep the revs up. Aim for the apex, watch the throttle. Take the inside line, flick, apex again, flick, inside. And you gotta be careful at this hairpin. You want to use the foot brake to slow the car down, keep on the inside, hug the apex. Be careful on the throttle, because it's easy to spin there. Same concept here. Keep on the inside, be careful on the throttle. You want to aim for the outside again. and rinse and repeat. That makes one full lap of Tsukuruma a second. So to sum up, your two main issues are with throttle control and steering input. For throttle control, you kind of want to force yourself to stay within the 25% to 75% range. I'm either seeing, like I said before, I'm either seeing either too little or too much. And that's gonna either kind of put you in a state of limbo or kind of overdrive the car, causing you to spin. Same goes with your steering inputs. They're too much, you're overcorrecting too much and it's a bit too rough. You want to make small adjustments and you want to make them smoothly. Same goes for throttle inputs. This car is really lively. It's because it's got a 50-50 weight distribution, obviously. So you kind of want to just force yourself to be as gentle as possible. Now, what I did to sort of force myself into this habit, because previously I used to drive WTS, and with that you kind of have to really force the car to get it to do what you want, because it's just, for some reason it just refuses to rotate. Basically, when you're drifting, you do not want to switch your brain off. You have to focus on inputs and you have to always constantly be aware of the inputs that you're making. So you have to force yourself to think about your right foot and your two hands on the steering wheel. So do that, and with enough practice, I think you should be able to drift this car fairly consistently. So all in all, that was a good effort. Keep it up. I hope the tips help. And if anyone else is interested, you may leave a comment with a link to a video of yourself doing a full lap, preferably with the pedals app and steering wheel visible, so I can see what you're doing. Any car and track combo will do. Toge, circuit, whatever, doesn't really matter. And I may pick you for the next video. And until next time, さよなら。